Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode for Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. This is a side story, a side game made from a game that's not out yet, an RPG that's called Eiyuden Chronicle, which is the spiritual successor kind of to the Suikoden series, which was a series of RPGs that were on the PS1 and PlayStation 2 mostly, and I liked a lot of those games. The main person behind those games formed a studio a couple years ago and kickstarted it to make another, essentially, Suikoden game, but now it's called Eiyuden Chronicle. And then this was actually a Kickstarter reward to make a whole other side story action game called Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. So now that's here, and I think the RPG is scheduled to be out next year, which I'm looking very forward to, because, like I said, Suikoden is up there for me with, you know, like the Final Fantasies. Something like my favorite RPGs, basically. So that being said, let's dive into the side story. As I understand it, these characters will also be in the main game, or most of them will be in the main game when it comes out. Let's do it. New game. Sure. But again, this is not an RPG. This is like a side-scrolling action game. Side story. CJ, a young girl descended from generations of scavengers. She has come to New Nevea to complete her family's rite of passage. Rune Barrows discovered. Wealth beyond your wildest dreams awaits you in New Nevea. All adventurers welcome. Based on what I heard at the inn yesterday, it shouldn't be too far now. Unless I'm lost. Stop! I look like an alligator man. It is an alligator man, or a lizard man. You, help me out, will you? What have you got here, thieves? Bandits! They're all over the place lately. You look like you can handle yourself in a fight, though. What's that supposed to mean? I'm a regular everyday trader. You ought to go around judging folks and how they look. Wow, sorry. Going after helpless traders now, are we? Clear out, little girl. And you don't even... What the fuck? Sorry about that. I'm not streaming this. I just happen to have the streaming software enabled right now. I guess someone just resubscribed to my Twitch channel during the recording of this. That's the first time it's ever happened. Anyway, I turned that off now, so you have to worry about hearing those anymore. That was pretty funny. Can't just watch a man's property get stolen, can I? Goes against my principles. Well, come on then, cowards! I'll take you for all you're worth. I will defeat these bandits. Attack incoming enemies. Although some fights can be avoided, occasionally enemies will block the path ahead. Always be ready for some action. Attack, jump, unique skill. CJ can traverse short distances at high speeds, quick step forward while in motion, and backwards while stationary. Okay, time your movement right and you can use this skill to evade enemy attacks. Okay. Okay. Retreat! Not bad at all. Better than I expected from a youngin'. Happy face. Hogan's the name. You really saved my skin. I owe you one. Never one to miss a trend, Hogan was quick to notice the sudden influx of adventurers to New Nevea, and even quicker to set up shop at the town's authorized trading post. I'm hoping we see all these characters again in the main game. Because I'm kind of playing this because... Okay, let me be real with you. The animation of this game... And this does not match the actual RPG. The RPG looks fantastic from what I've seen so far. This is done a little differently. So I'll be honest. It looks a little rough. It looks a little... what's the... like the old Flash games kind of animation. The actual backgrounds and the foregrounds, I guess, they look really good. But the animations are rough. But I'm mostly playing this to familiarize myself with some of the characters we'll see in the RPG, which is the one I'm really looking forward to. And that's basically it. And getting some story in this world, this new world that we will be exploring again next year sometime. But the animations are a little, you know, I'm not gonna be over here like, holy shit, look at the fluid animations on this game. Anyway, CJ, Honorable Scavenger at your service. Honorable Scavenger? How's that work? Well, scavenging is just treasure hunting, isn't it? Only difference between that and thieving is whether your mark is living or dead. Thieves think too highly of themselves, though. That's what my clan says, anyway. So Scavenger suits you better, huh? You're journeying to New Nevea for treasure, then, I take it? Sure am. What about you? Just left, picked up some trinkets, and came out here to sell them off. What about lenses? Do they have lenses? Yep, plenty of them, too. I even heard of some lucky souls finding rune lenses down in them barrows. Yes! I gotta get down there now. That humongous lens is as good as mine. Which way to the town? Now, what kind of gentleman would I be if I didn't take you there myself? Least I can do, after all. Well, thank you, Hogan. Stop. Back again already, Hogan. Wait, where are your escorts? Bolted at the first sign of bandits. Paid good money for them, too. Bandits again? Tougher bunch. Someone ought to do something soon. Look, we're just here to guard the checkpoint, alright? If you got a complaint, take it up with the acting mayor. Yeah. And who's this little lady? Her name's CJ. She's a... what was it? Honorable Scavenger? Here to accept the acting mayor's generous invitation. And she's more reliable than you'd lay about, that's for sure. Another reckless adventurer willing to risk their lives? And a child at that. I'll take that as a compliment, thank you. There's not a single member of my clan who's got their heads screwed on. Reckless fools, every one of them. Fair enough. The acting mayor will certainly be glad to hear that. Proceed. Well, look at this bird fellow! Back so soon? I'm quite sure I watched you leave just a little while ago. You won't believe what happened, Squash. The bird's name is Squash. My word. Well, at least you are unscathed. Thanks to this young lady, no less. Madam CJ, was it? Squash, authorized appraiser. A pleasure to meet you. Look at this dapper bird. A connoisseur of all that shimmers, the promise of a glimmering future drew Squash to New Nevea to open his accessory shop. His discerning eye quickly earned him the role of the town's authorized appraiser. Appraising a very big thing in these Suikoden games, because you would get items that your character just wouldn't know. It's kind of like identifying, but there would be a whole variety of items you can identify, and then some of them would be cool, some of them wouldn't be cool. Looks like it's carrying over to the Eiyuden Chronicles, which makes sense, because, you know, it is the Suikoden creator. Authorized appraiser? Indeed. It is my duty to appraise the artifacts excavated from the barrows. What for? Why, to determine their value, of course. All artifacts found in the barrows are subject to an explore tax of 30%. That is high. You haven't heard the worst of it yet. If you want to into the rune barrows, you're going to need an explorer's license from the acting mayor. And that license don't come cheap. Ain't that right, Squash? I'm afraid so. This mayor sounds proper rapacious, if you ask me. Yep, rapacious is the word. Quite. Well, what's to stop me sneaking out the other side of the rune, anyway? Oh, I wouldn't recommend that. You get caught trying to hightail it out of here with a bag full of loot? Well, you won't get very far. Mayor's hired an unsavory from the East Reach to put a stop to any thieving that might occur. So I've heard, at least. I've seen many a crook dealt with in my day, but that mercenary is unnerving. I'm quite sure his presence is the only thing keeping those bandits from darkening our door. Grr. How's about we go see the mayor for ourselves, eh? Even a rapacious old soul could be reasoned with after all. sounds like a plan. Lead the way. Right this way. The town is just ahead. Well then, perhaps the next time we meet, you'll have handfuls of treasure for me to appraise. Until then, farewell, says the dapper bird. Here it is, a flourishing new frontier in the grip of a gold rush. Welcome to New Nevaeh. It's a pile of rubble and a couple tents. Not much to look at, is it? Well, I did say flourishing, didn't I? Work in progress. Huh? Is this an earthquake? I can't stand earthquakes. I don't think anyone can. You're fine. It wasn't even that big. Right. Anyway, earthquakes are pretty common here. Best be on your toes. Of course, it's thanks to an earthquake that we even found them burrows. Real big one about 3 months ago. So that's what happened. Well, I best be getting back. Got a store to run after all. Or I will, eventually. Figure I'd make a buck or two by setting up a trading post for venturers to trade their wares. Mosey on by once I've opened up. Wait, where can I find that mare you're talking about? Town office in the plaza, I suppose. Where else? Thanks, Hogan. Stay out of trouble now. Fingers crossed, Missy. Fingers crossed. Bye-bye. Now then, time to track down this money-grabbing mare. From the main menu, you can check your current quest progress, stats and items. Okay. Bustling Plaza is the beating heart of New Nevaeh, with townsfolk passing through it day and night. The town office sits at its center, where the bulletin board can also be found whenever CJ feels like helping the residents. Okay. Okay. Treasure Hunter. I'm CJ, the Honorable Scavenger. The promise of treasure brought me to New Nevaeh, but I need to get myself an explorer's license first. There she is. Max HP 500. Physical and magic defense. Crit hit rate 3%. Luck 100. Don't know what that all does. You have no accessories. Holster axes and hunter suit. Alright, alright, alright. What's this? Oh, consumables. Oh, I wonder if this is like a quick select thing. Storehouse. Okay. Hello. Town outskirts. Ah. Hello. Oh, whoops. Excuse me, any idea where a girl might find that rapacious acting mare I've heard so much about? Is that the mare? Rapacious? How rude. Oh, lighten up. Wait, it's not you, is it? I am Isha, the acting mayor of this town, yes. I should very much like to know who considers me rapacious, though. Hello. Having taken over as acting mayor after her father went missing, Isha is responsible for the decision to open the quarry to adventurers, and for taxing them for the privilege. Oh, well, that's, Hogan and Squash. Them again. Perhaps their taxes are due for an increase. Sorry, guys. So, rapacious might have been a bit much. From what I heard about the mayor, I was expecting some old fogey. Not a, charming young woman such as yourself. How old are you, anyway? 16? What of it? I mean, of course. It's, you know, JRPG. All the main characters are teenagers. Same as me! I'm CJ, nice to meet you. An adventurer, I presume? Never judge a book by its boots, as they say. We welcome all sorts here. CJ. Initials, perhaps? Prefer to keep your real name secret, is that it? Enough about me. License. That's right, I came here to get an explorer's license. An explorer license costs 100,000 bakwa, not a penny less. Are you mad, woman? Do I look like I've got that on me? I'm 16! Give me the children's fee, like the horse carriages in the city. Do you think me as dull-witted as that? Even your horse carriages considered anyone older than 12 capable of paying full price. You know your horse carriages, I'll give you that. Fret not, we offer assistance to the financially enfeebled. Take this stamp card. Collect enough stamps and I'll issue an explorer's license. A stamp card? The residents of New Nevea post odd jobs on the bulletin board frequently. Complete a task and that resident will stamp the card for you. So I have to help out around the town, is that it? In a nutshell, yes. Many were troubled considerably by the earthquake 3 months back. Help is in great demand and short supply. Piece of cake. Don't go anywhere, because I'll be back for my license before you know it. So we gotta do side quests? That looks like a lot of stamps. Fine townsfolk. Hello, don't suppose you know of anyone who needs help around here? I sure do. Really? Who? Me? Oh. Look, I'd love to help you, but if it's not going to get my card stamped, I'll have to decline. Stamp? Like the one Mayor Aisha gave everyone? I've got one, look. Wow, even you kids have them? With this stamp, adventurers will perform any and all tasks you require. So use and abuse them. That's what the Mayor Aisha said. Rapacious might have been right on the money after all. Are you an adventurer too? Yep. Call me CJ. What's your name? Priya. So, will you help me, CJ? I used to have a boss named Priya. She was not a young girl, though. I certainly will. What can I do for you today, Priya? Find Yum Yum. Yum Yum ran away from home and hasn't come back yet. Can't be having that now, can we? Is Yum Yum your little sister, brother? My cat! She's white and fluffy and cute and cuddly. You want me to track down a cat? So much for treasure hunting. She got startled by that quake earlier and jumped out the window. She's still little, so it's dangerous for her to go out by herself. If she wanders outside the walls, she could be eaten by a monster. Please find her for me, CJ. Yum Yum is my most treasured friend. Treasured, you say? Well, if there's one thing I'm good at, it's finding treasure. I'll have Yum Yum back to you in no time. Oh, thank you. I'll be right here, okay? Alright. Can find a cat, sure. How hard can it be? Can I move up? No? Okay. I can't go that way. Hello? An outlander, save your breath. This used to be quite a quiet little village till you showed up. Nothing but a nuisance a lot of you are. Or a lot of whatever. What is that Isha lass thinking, eh? No respect for tradition. Okay. Whoa, never seen an adventurer like you before. If you find anything good, don't keep it all for yourself, yeah? That old bag might not see the benefit letting you venturers in, but I do. Mining is all we got after all, especially now they've sealed off the Barrows. What use would a mining town be without a mine? A mine! Isha might be a bit daft at times, but she's right about this. Damn. What do you mean? Greedy, certainly, but daft? I didn't mean nothing by it. She's just different from the rest of us. Okay. You haven't seen a fluffy white cat being cute and cuddly around here, have you? I have. Priya's cat, right? Yum Yum. Really? Where'd it go? I pulled its tail. Right? Why would you pull a cat's tail? Why not? Nothing to do with an outlander like you anyway. Charming. She's only small, so she'll be gobbled up by monsters for sure. There are monsters all over the place since the mining started. There'll be no cats getting gobbled on my watch. I promised Priya I'd return her treasure, and that's what I'm gonna do. I appreciate the info, kid. Could have done without the attitude, though. Town outskirts to the Great Forest. Variety of dungeons around the town, each rich with their own unique resources, ready for you to mine. Since the earthquake, monsters have been sighted in greater and greater numbers, so proceed with caution. Okay. A large lush forest located just outside the border of Nunavea. While the area is rich with food, wood, and stone, the monsters which have gathered there since the earthquake have made it a dangerous place to be. Mannish adventurer. A cat? No idea, sorry. Oh. What's this? Oh, those are just flowers. Okay. Woo! Okay. Easy enough. Lever! Nice! We can kill him in 2 hits. It's the cat! It's so white and fluffy! Fluffy cute? You must be Yum Yum. Yum Yum! Who's a good kitty? Nothing to be afraid of. Please don't run away. Yeah. Oh, damn. That's a big cat. Meow. What's a little angel like you doing in a place like this, eh? Let's get you back to your family. Okay, that was easy. Yum Yum! I can't make a purr sound. Actually, kinda can, I guess. I was worried about you, dummy. Cut her some slack, yeah? She had a bit of a scare and ran off into the woods, that's all. A scare? Oh no, I'm sorry, Yum Yum. At least you're not hurt, don't go wandering off anymore. I'm sure the cat understands. Thank you so much, EJ. As promised, here's my stamp. Thank you. Priya, you don't happen to know anyone else who might need some help, do you? Sure do. Really? Who's next then? My dad. Our house got all messed up in that big quake 3 months ago. Dad's been trying to fix it, but never has enough wood. Do you think you could help him out, CJ? Of course, leave it to me. Gotta fill this stamp card so I can get my explorer's license, you see. Can't expect it to stamp itself, can I? You're the best, CJ. So, where's your dad anyway? We live just over there in the residential district. Okay. Got it. Bye for now, Priya. So I have 1 stamp. Oh my god. Look at all those slots, though. As your party accumulates experience, their level and stats will increase. Experience is gained by completing quests and defeating enemies inside dungeons. That's a lot of quests, y'all. Repair my house! Lifelong residents of Nunavea have their homes in this part of town. Acting Mayor Isha also calls this place home. Well, hello. Excuse me, don't suppose you're Priya's dad, are you? I am. And who might you be? Another adventurer looking for treasure? Yep, I'm CJ. Nice to meet you. I'm Ganesh. How exactly do you know my Priya, then? We just met in the plaza. I helped her to track down Yum Yum. Is that so? Very kind of you. So what brings you here to me? Priya said you've been having some trouble rebuilding your home after that big quake. Thought I'd come by and lend a hand. I see. And I suppose you're collecting stamps then? Yep, I've only got 1 for now, so if there's anything you need help with, I'm your girl. I suppose I do have a small job you can take care of? You do? Why not? Acting Mayor's got the right idea as far as you adventurers go. If you're willing to work, who am I to turn you away? Right. So what's the job? I need you to gather some wood for the repairs of my house. You'll have to venture out to the great forest outside of town. Okay, no problem. I go myself, but since the excavation, I heard all sorts of creatures have been seen in the woods. Everyone here is far too scared to venture down and see for themselves. I had no idea the rune burrows would cause so much trouble. Oh, you'll be needing an axe then. Unless you plan on taking the trees into... Wait, unless you plan on taking the trees into coming down. Talking! Jesus, I said taking, right? I was confusing myself. Talking the trees. Here, take this old one. Thanks, I'll be back in a bit. An axe. With this item, you can cut down trees and forests and elsewhere to obtain wood. As you level up your axe, you will increase the variations of wood you can acquire. Oh. Consumable items like potions and bombs are kept in your storepack. If your storepack is full, items will be held in your storehouse. Alright. Alright, back to the Great Forest. Once enemies have been slain and resources gathered, they will not be available again until you leave the dungeon. If you can't find the resources you need, head back to your base and try again after a good rest. A bag designed to store resources gathered in the dungeons. Once you return to the city, its contents will be transferred to your storehouse. Once your resource bag is full, you'll be unable to gather any more. Remember though, you can always throw away resources you don't need. Okay. Flying enemies will be found inside dungeons. Jumping attacks are your best way. Okay. Easy peasy. Can I hit all these trees? No. That's background and foreground stuff. Okay, well, we already got enough lumber. But... you know, let's just get some more. Oh. Ah. What? Can I go forward? I wonder, is this faster? Is this a speedrunner tactic? Didn't it say that you can also go forward with this? I thought you could. Wait, yeah, I just did it. Yeah, okay. Weird. Resources. Ordinarily readily available lumber. It's not the sturdiest material around, but it will do for smaller homes. Can't fast travel yet. Where to go? And we cannot do the unique skill in town. There you go, buddy. Got what you needed, I reckon. Wonderful! Finally, I can finish fixing my house. Yeah, my thanks. This house has been in my family for generations. It's my most treasured possession. Don't know what I'd do if I were to lose it. My ancestors are probably rolling in their graves. You really helped me out, you know. Here, let me stamp that card for you. Can you give me, like, 3 or 4? You're very welcome, Priya. Yum Yum is behaving herself, I trust. You're a good one, you are. You know, if all the adventurers were like you, even my old man might come around. Have you got anywhere to stay while you're here? Nah, not yet. Guess I should go look for the inn. Well, you won't find anything like that, or anything like an inn around here, I'm afraid. What? But then, where do all the adventurers stay? Ah, they pitch tents down by Outlander Lane. Tents? Of course, I doubt there'd be any space for another one down there now. The adventurers have been pouring in for the last few months, all looking to strike it rich. Sleeping on the streets. Didn't expect that. If it's all the same to you, we have a little house you could borrow. What? Little house? That's the same size, if not bigger. I think it's bigger. The last tenant just left. Nothing fancy, but beats sleeping rough, I'd wager. I don't really have any money. You saw to it that Pri and me have a roof over our heads. Least I can do is offer the same in kind. No need for money. Really? Here, take the key. It's just down that hill. Have a look when you have time. Wow, we got a free house. All we gotta do is cut down a couple trees. Oh, that was just one stamp. Oh my god. So we need 30 stamps. 30. How are the lodgings then? Think they'll do? Of course. But is it really okay for me to stay in for free? I said as much, didn't I? A man's only as good as his word. If you don't mind, though, I'd appreciate it if you could help my father like you helped us. Your father? So Priya's grandfather? I'm happy to help with that. But what with? Repairing the clock tower. Clock tower? You might have noticed the fallen pillar of rubble in the plaza. That used to be our town's symbolic clock tower. I've tried telling my father that we just don't have the materials to fix it, but do you think he'd listen? Say no more. You need help, I need stamps. That's all there is to it. Thanks. Also, a word to the wise, my father can be blunt, to put it lightly. I don't doubt he'll put his foot in his mouth at some stage, but I'd appreciate if you could just ignore him. No worries. I'm well used to dealing with old folks. Thank you. His name is Shiva. Shiva? If you head to Plaza now, you'll probably find him. Of course, I think about the Final Fantasy summon. Siege's home away from home, and base for adventuring. Resting here for the night will recover all your strength. You can save progress at CJ's base or any signpost. If you're defeated in battle, you resume the game from your last save. Quest clear. In the day? Okay. I get very, like, Sega SNES era music vibes from that little jingle. Specifically, like Shining Force. But anyway, that's going to do it for this first episode, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one, everyone. So until then, take care!